God says, draw those boundaries. So many of y'all know my journey and how we went from homeless to multimillionaire. What you don't know is one of the main reasons that I really floundered financially in the beginning was because I am a giver. I love to give. And so back then, I hadn't learned how to give, overgiving financially specifically. I'm the kind of person that would literally give us out of house and home. One of the things that I have actually committed to as a wife for the sake of my family and as a mom, because I know myself, is for years, I will now check in with my husband for almost every single time I think I want to give, which is really funny because as a business owner, I can make investment decisions like that. I will make purchase decisions because I'm not a shopaholic. So when I'm talking purchase decisions, I'm not talking about go buy a car or even outfits. I am the girl who they beg me to order the things in my Amazon cart because we'll just talk about it. I'll put it in my Amazon cart and then 3 months later I get it. So when I say purchase decisions, I don't just mean general shopping. I actually don't like shopping. I mean business purchase decisions. So when it comes to those things, no problem. I'm gonna just order what we need and move on. But when it comes to giving, one of the areas of sabotage that I had in the beginning was overgiving financially. So I'm very mindful of that, and I check in with him and I check in with the Lord twice before I hit this is what we're gonna, just because I'm a yes every time. If it's left to me, if I see a need, let's do it. This isn't about giving, this is about boundaries. So the lesson the Lord taught me about finances and giving, this money is not your money, Toyin. And have plans for this money. And if you give this money to every first thing you see, then it's not there for the thing that I actually ordained it to be for. I've seen times where I'll see something and I'm like, we should give to this. And Josh, or I pray and I feel like the Lord says, no, actually, I think we should just wait. And then we wait. And then there's another need that we meet that's a greater need or even a smaller need, but it's a different need. And that's the one that we feel like God is like, yes, you need to give there. And if we had done the first one, we wouldn't have that budgeted to give to the second one. I've just, over the years, really studied from the Lord stewardship of our finances. I'm in this weird season now where, and I want to share this because I know that many people set a goal for great levels of impact and influence and being able to lead many. And I just want to share the other side of it that I think a lot of people don't talk about. What I'm realizing in this season of my life as a Christian CEO and as someone who truly values service. Before I did business, I spent 12 to 15 years in the service sector, working at a shelter for people with mental challenges and working at a shelter for women who were coming out of abusive situations. We ran ministry with the homeless on the streets. I'm a very service-minded person. And what I'm realizing or learning in this season is I went from overgiving financially and drawing the boundaries, so I'm not doing that so much, to overgiving my loyalty, overgiving my energy. My husband said something to me recently. He was like, Toyin, you are so loyal. One of my top values is loyalty. But he goes, you're so loyal that you're loyal to people that haven't earned your loyalty yet. I meet somebody, we say hi, and we're friends, and you cool, and I think you're cool. And I'm like, let's go. I will make decisions to my own detriment for the sake of loyalty. I've seen myself do that for years. And I think it's been interesting this year where the Lord has allowed me to just have so many situations where I've had to speak up for myself, where I couldn't ignore it anymore. And so this has been a big lesson for me. And I think for those of us who want to grow businesses, grow ministries, have a lot of influence, you're going to be working with a lot of people in so many different contexts. And I was literally allowing myself to do way too much for way too many people in the name of service. And what I'm learning is like, just like I was doing that financially and it led us to be unable to cover our own groceries. It led us to a place where we couldn't cover our own rent, where we were literally in a parking lot praying for God to give us a place to sleep that night. Just like my lack of the maturity to steward our finances back then had impacted us, I've realized that my lack of willingness to steward my own energy has impacted me in the level of stress and work that I carry because I just want to help. I want to be present. I don't want to draw that boundary. And so I want to speak to those of you guys that are very service oriented and service minded, because the lesson that the Lord's been teaching me is, Toyin, there's work for you to do. There's people for you to reach. And if you continue to pour out your energy in all of these little buckets without thought for the impact that it's having on you, it will actually stop you from reaching the people that I've called you to reach. There are people in all of our lives that we do need to be present to and serve and be loyal to, but it's not everybody. It's not 100%. And when I say being loyal, I don't mean go and be mean and nasty or whatever, but I just mean like stop trying to do everything for everyone. Know when to draw the boundary and say, this is actually your responsibility. And if you can't carry your responsibility, I will not pick up your responsibility. For me, for a long time, when I would see that someone else isn't doing what's their responsibility, I would often be like, let me just jump in and get it done. And so, massive lesson. I don't even know if this video made any sense. This isn't for everybody. This is likely not going to be one of those massively watched videos, but I think the people who overgive emotionally, overgive practically with their time, with their service, this one's for you guys. Let's draw those boundaries. Let's start fighting for the long term. Let's steward the gifts that God has given us.